Welcome back to that. Coach K with the right question at the right time. And here's our question. We've got Laura buying 2 bonds at time 0. Bond X is a $1,000 par value 14-year bond with 10% annual coupons. It is also bought to price a yield at an annual effective rate of 8%. The coupons are paid on an annual basis, so therefore we can say that I is going to equal 8%. If we just write down the different parts of this, N is going to equal 14. We've got R equal to 10%. And we've got F equals 1,000, and that's also going to equal C because it's a par value bond. Now moving on to bond Y, it's a 14-year bond with 6.75% coupons, and those are annual, and a face amount of F. Laura pays P for the bond to yield an annual effective rate of 8%. Again, this is an annual bond, so we can have everything's on an annual basis. So we have I equals 8%, and we've got N equals 14. We've got coupons at 6.75%, and then we've got F equals F. Okay, the question goes on further saying during year 6, the write-down in premium or the principal adjustment on bond X is equal to the principal adjustment on bond Y. And here's our question. Calculate P. Well, the a normal formula for calculating a principal adjustment is that the principal adjustment is the change in the book value, and then it also could be calculated as the change in price. So one way to calculate the principal adjustment is to calculate the price at the 2 different points, and then you take the difference and you've got the principal adjustment. Now there's a shortcut formula to follow that is a little bit quicker. The adapt solution actually goes through and uses the first option by calculating the prices at the 2 different points, and then the principal adjustment is the difference. I'm going to walk through in the video solution a shorter method that I think that you will like better. Now bond X, we've already been told it is sold at a premium, and because it tells you the write-down in premium and the principal adjustment. Now the principal adjustment is usually quoted as a positive value. So if you've got a bond sold at a premium, you're going to have FR minus CI in the quantity times V raised to the N minus T plus 1. If the bond is sold at a discount, you simply reverse the FR and the CI, and so that the quantity in the parentheses is positive. We'll worry about that when we get to bond Y. But for bond X, this is the formula that we need to follow for the principal adjustment in year T. We know all these values, so we can go ahead and simplify this expression. We know that F is 1,000, R is 0.1, C is also 1,000, and I is 0.08. Those are the values for our expression in the brackets or the parentheses, and then we're going to multiply that times V raised to the N, which is 14, minus T. The T we're looking for is right here, and that's T is 6, and we're going to then add 1, and V is at, of course, our 8%. And if we simplify this expression, that comes out to 20 times V to the 9. And we could calculate the V to the 9, but we will leave it because we can, there's no need to calculate it for now. All right, let's move on to bond Y. Now bond Y is sold at a discount, so its CI value is going to be greater than FR, so we will have the CI term first. So the principal adjustment in period T for bond Y will be CI minus FR times the same V to the N minus T plus 1. Now notice for bond Y, it is also a par value bond. That means that F equals C on par value bonds, so we can substitute F for C in this equation. That leaves us with, we can factor F out, and I equals 0.08 and R equals 0.075, and we still have V to the 9, which was the same as we had before because N equals 14, T is still 6, and then we add 1, so that leaves us with V to the 9. And we can simplify this expression a little bit. Now we can say that F times 0.0125 times V to the 9 is the principal adjustment for bond Y. The last part of the question tells us that the principal adjustments for both are equal, so we can set the values in red font equal to each other. We have one variable and one unknown, so we can now solve for F. And that gets us F equals 20 divided by 0.0125 because our V to the 9's cancel each other. And that gives us the value of F equals 1600. Now all that's left to do is calculate P, the price of the 14-year bond, and we can do that with our calculator. Let's bring that up real quick and we will finish the problem. We have N equal 14. We will input this information from left to right. So we'll type in 14 and N. Our interest rate is at 8%. We input our interest rate as a percent. We're calculating the price, which is the present value. The payment amount is F times R, which is 1600 times 0.0675. So let's go ahead and calculate that. 1600 times 0.0675. So that equals 108. So we'll put that in as our payments. And then our future value is C, which is also F. That is 1600. And now all we need to do is calculate the price. So we can go compute present value. And we've got a price of $1,435.12. And that $1,435 is our final answer. Right coaching, right time.